We're going live.
We're going live.
Yes, live. Wow.
It doesn't matter that we're live.
Everyone back up from your screens and turn your volumes down. We're live. All right. Welcome again to the third monthly podcast live feedback show. I can never remember the order those words go in. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
We don't care. Same effect regardless of how you say them. What we're going to do on the show, as we always do, is just go through the comments and the feedback from our previous episodes since last month and see what hilarious conversation arises. So I'm going to jump right in here from our PG-13 episode 6, which I entitled I'll Show You All My Hands, because Zach proposed in that episode that he start an OnlyFans for his secret hands that no one has ever seen.
My superfluous hands.
Here's extra hands.
I feel like OnlyFans.superfluoushands.Howard, or I don't know how it works.
Just to interject, I've never had a problem with, if somebody's missing a part, it doesn't, like, I've got a handyman who comes in here, he's missing a thumb, my kids have a big...
Oh, I thought this was a sex story.
No. But
I assumed it was.
But we both were like ready to steal ourselves.
Yeah,
but extra stuff. Like if you've got extra, that skeeves me out.
I get that.
Like an extra finger, toe,
right.
Nipple, belly button.
Yeah.
Six fingers, like in Princess Bride, right?
Which is
just
that
like me out as a kid too.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Clara?
It's just a stuffed glove. The only time you get a close up on the hand is when he's like putting it on his leg while he's sitting on the horse, and it's just like a stuffed glove finger. That's all he moves all his other fingers except for one, and it's so obvious.
Yeah.
You're breaking the spell for me.
I'm destroying it. I'm so sorry.
Because they worked so hard on the special effects in that movie. The big rubber rat.
The rat that's just thrown out of space.
Yes. Honestly, that rat is like such a crazy size though. Like I don't think that could be a little person in there. I'm afraid that's a kid in that rat.
Right. Or just straight up rubber.
Well, I mean,
I don't think there's anything in there.
It walks like when it's attacking him, he's just holding it, obviously. But like you see,
when he's walking,
yeah,
it was a primordial dwarf.
Was it? Sometimes it is. I don't know.
You haven't listened to the director's commentary?
It was actually an actor in a Ewok suit inside the rubber rat.
My first thought was how fun that would be. So sweaty.
And that Ewok in the Ewok suit starred as Willow.
Right.
Oh, and Leprechaun.
Warwick.
All the same outfit is the funny thing. It looks like different ones, but it's an optical illusion. Your mind.
Warwick Davis played the extra finger. he went uncredited as the extra finger.
He was much younger then somehow.
Yeah. Ron Howard recommended him to Rob Reiner over dinner. He says he's the best finger in Hollywood.
There's no other.
It was between him and Joan Rivers. And they went with Warwick.
Oh man! Wow, great start.
Yeah.
Well, we lost Willow as a fan. Sorry.
He's gonna stop supporting us with all his Patreon money.
Damn
it. Okay. So starting with some comments from that particular show. So we have from our friend Andrew. He says, Clara says her fans aren't that young. Me. Yay, someone thinks I'm an adult. Zach says his fans are lonely dudes. Me. Okay, F you for calling me out. Hey, you can be both. It's allowed.
Yep.
Young lonely dude. I was a young lonely dude. Pining.
I'm lonely right now.
Lonely.
Claire, you froze momentarily.
What?
Claire, you did do a freeze. You did a max headroom. Oh, you're back.
Okay.
Yes, you're back.
All right. Sorry about that for any technical difficulties, folks. Okay. So for this episode, Max goes on to say, our friend Max, who sent us, did we send you that picture, JC? He sent us a selfie of him holding the sketchbook we sent him.
Oh, great.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, we got to send you that one.
We'll post it.
Wait, describe it, Zach. You said it so well on PG-13 this morning.
Oh, I don't. You're asking me to remember things?
Yeah, he said it was like he sent us this beautiful picture of himself in workout gear standing next to a cat scratching post.
Yeah, he's great. And I think we carried on, and he said, "Well, what do you think I work out on?" So he's
Andrew
one
is
of
here
us.
with us. Andrew is watching live. Hello, Andrew.
Sup, Andrew?
Okay, so anyway, Max, we got a comment from Max that says, let's see. Oh, and this is the one where we had the super fight where Jason of Jason and the Argonauts defeated Hannibal Lecter. For context. So Max said...
it said I was Jason, and I chose us Jason from Jason and the Argonauts.
Which, again, I don't know how you won that one. But anyway, we'll just give it to you. Max says, gotta give it to Zach on this one. He convinced me that the hero must win. Plus, his OnlyFans hand page has been doing wonders for me. So, yeah.
OnlyFans got Zach got superfluous hands.
Do you bring in Warwick for some fingers, some additional fingers?
Don't give it away, sir. That was a special guest.
Yeah,
it was an all hands Willow episode.
I'm calling him Warwick. It is Warwick. Yes, Warwick Davis.
Yes.
He's wearing his Willow outfit, but just the leprechaun top part of his gear, but not blended in. It's like he just can't let it go.
I forgot.
Bottle of whiskey in one hand.
I forgot he played the leprechaun.
Yes. Those little high heels and those tights.
Oh, that's terrible.
It was so bad. Oh.
I think the whole movie was shot with uplighting too.
That's like little people minstralism.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough.
That's a vestige of the 80s when you could
do that.
You could do that terrible crap. It's like if your movie stunk, you just got somebody that was a little, that had anything, and suddenly, here you have dwarves. Well, they had a whole movie about it. It was like Under the Rainbow or something like that.
Yeah,
it was like their claim to fame was like, we have the most little people ever, and it's just them running. It's just the 80s, man. Our society was rough, man.
There's still little people reality shows.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Is it at least like making them? Yeah, because we saw that one on like the Learning Channel, and they were a lot of fun. They owned like a pumpkin patch or something.
At least it's like their career. But I mean, you can't claim you have the most. Like the Wizard of Oz clearly had the most.
Yeah, the Lollipop King. I mean, come on now. He's just kicking his feet out, and this is bad stuff. But anyhow.
Yeah. Now we complain about.
What were we mocking?
We were complaining about the indignity of the 80s and how it treated little people in cinema. Moving on, Kurt went on to say for the same episode, now how did Jason hold that lance again? He felt the need to just bring this up.
Sorry, go Clara.
No, go ahead. I want to hear you say.
I was going to say, Miss Clara Meath, in fact, drew exactly how that spear was held.
I did the fan art for that episode. Because you were handcuffed to a golf cart in the cards, but you chose to have both hands, which was not required. So you held and threw the spear with your butt cheeks.
Ain't the champ for no reason.
It never made sense to me, but whatever. You won that fight according to the votes, so I'll let you have it.
Okay.
Okay, we're getting into
JC, my tinsel, not only tinsel strength, the dexterity of my butt cheeks was found out during that episode. A very special episode of PG-13 with Clara and Zach.
He somehow had the dexterity to pull back and throw a spear.
Yep.
With his
it's tracking.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that makes sense. I've done that.
I'm not saying that everybody can do that, but there are people who can.
Yeah, I mean,
I did that when I was younger.
Well, we both. Who hasn't gone to college at some point?
Yeah, I mean, my buddy Nick could smoke cigarettes out of his butt.
Nick.
I wouldn't say that's comparable.
Go, Nick. Shout out, Nick.
Yep.
Oh my! Are you ready for some actual art questions, sir?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, art.
Am I the one answering?
Oh, wait, we got a comment. Andrew says, "Oh, Zach, tell Meg I really appreciate the follow on Instagram."
Oh, yeah.
Fancy.
Ivy League doctor following them. So,
we all feel
the old hat.
Okay. Now I will say, Andrew, I'm going to read this. This is the one you wrote intentionally long just to punk me so that I would have to say it all on the show. But this is actually a good question. Here we go. Andrew says, where do you stand on trying to correct a mistake in the artwork? Let's use the Three Stooges as an example. Here we go. They would get a task, say, how hard could it be? Make a mistake, try to fix it. Now it's worse. Try fixing it more. Now it's way worse. By the end, the toaster is on fire and the phone lines are all pulled out and the toilet is in the living room and you're screaming, how did I mess this up so bad by trying to fix it? Basically, what do you do when it seems like nothing is working, but you need to fix it? This is a real question, Andrew.
Take it out on your wife and dog.
What did she say?
Say it louder, Meg.
I said you take it out on your wife and dogs.
I'm actually having an existential explosion because I realize my entire career is the fucking Three Stooges.
Yep.
Andrew, thanks. Solved fucking basically my greatest mystery of me. But yeah, that's the crucible, that you forge yourself in, and it ultimately ends up, what is your goal? How close to perfect do you need to be to tell your story? So I personally strive for perfection. I accept excellence. And then for some reason, then correct that with white ink, and I draw over it like a relief painting with a marker, and then I throw a chair through a wall, and then I come back and cry, and then I ask my wife why I did this for a living, and then I come back and I patch the hole in the wall, and then I am upset by my correction, so I white it out again, but this time I'm determined to make it right this time. I'm going to keep it simple.
And he tells me all of this in real time.
And then I smudge my hand through it. And then I think it's day 3 by then. And Clara is just asking a simple question. And I'm giving her a 14-page dissertation about what being an artist is through a series of dick jokes and fart noises. And yeah, so I don't know where I started or ended, but it's a problem I'm dealing with right now, and I'm trying to solve on my current series. In fact, it's a story element in how we present things. I'm gonna turn my needed lesson into a needed story element, so I have an extra dimension of weight on me that kind of hyper focuses me to evolve into the artist that I want to be. So you have. It's just ultimately, it's how you want to tell a story. Do you want to tell it quickly and graphically, or do you want to do the other spectrum, Barry Windsor Smith it, and just assault people and make them absorb every single thing that you want them to? There's advantages to both. And the weird thing is you can do anything in between because you control all the variables. So it's more of a goal-oriented thing, and getting there is going to be an organic process of you growing as an artist that basically determines your style and voice in everything. So focus on the goal and try not to be me.
And don't forget what Jack Kirby said. They don't pay you to erase.
So don't do that.
Yeah.
What was that, JC? That sounded like
my own block.
There's a famous Jack Kirby quote. He says, "They don't pay you to erase."
And see, that's my problem. Is I'm the antithesis of Jack Kirby, though. Not in. We want to both entertain people, not in that goal, but as an artist and storyteller, there's no. What's right for him is wrong for me, and vice versa, because our goals are different.
Yep.
Right.
And no one's right or wrong is the cool thing about comedy. What now, JC?
That was a surprise for me. I watched one of Jim Lee's. He live streams his drawings.
Yeah.
and he does a lot of erasing. He does a ton of erasing.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a bit of a revelation, the amount of erasing that he does.
Yeah.
We all suck. Yeah. Not all of us have seen the wizards out there where they like draw 4 lines, done, and it's a masterpiece. You just want to break their fingers and kick their grundle out. Next question. Sorry, Andrew. We'll follow up with me.
Zach, do I get to answer this question?
Hold on. This question?
Yeah, do I get to give an answer?
I thought you said it was for me. I'm not trying to dismiss you.
This is a question for us. No,
she did the lean in at that too. She knows what she's doing.
No.
Go, Clara.
I'm going. I just wanted to second this. This is one of those things you just got to figure out what works for you, because this is very, very real. It gets better with time. What are you doing? I mean, I have a whole process too. I am not above punching my drawing table. I've done that many times. But at the end of the day, what I tell myself is that the best effort, all you can put in is your best effort. And if you do that, you're still better off than somebody that never even tried.
That's right. There you go.
That's kind of what it comes down to.
Always.
You can't win every time.
Fishing for a good time starts with throwing in the line.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Don't talk about trying. Just do it.
Yeah, there is no try. All right. Oh, here we go. All right, moving on to the Jeff Johnson episode. This was a fun one, and everyone really enjoyed it. Okay, Max says, another amazing episode. I love how fun and comfortable you guys are together. Hilarious. Jeff Johnson was great. Yeah, I second that. You all had a great rapport. He was a wonderful guest.
A wonderful guy.
Yeah.
He is, very, what a fun guy to talk to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seemed very charming and pleasant. It was a fun episode to work on.
I mean, talk about a guy who has like spanned the whole. I mean, he's been around forever. I mean, I picked up his Wonder Man comic when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And he has only gotten better. He was great.
That was great for us, man, when that came out. So
huge.
It's surreal. He's like he wants to do anything that I ink him on. It's a surreal moment. Because I remember buying that Wonder Man #1 because I was like, oh, he looks like Arthur Adams. So I was really excited and just brilliant work.
Yeah.
Let's see. Moving into okay, here we have a block of questions for JC or just comment. Andrew says, JC, I would love to do comic trivia with you. I mean, I'd lose, but I just want to see how far I could go.
Well, I'm in a couple of different Facebook groups with like some really hardcore like 80s comic book fans, 70s and 80s comic book fans.
They keep you sharp.
Well, I have like everybody's got a kind of a skill set, and I have this weird skill set. Like I'll use my cousin as an example. I have a cousin. He's not the brightest guy, but any car that goes by, he can tell you the exact make, the exact model, the engine, everything about that car.
Wait, hold on. Clara. Oh, Clara's turning into Max Headroom.
Maybe she should throttle down her resolution.
Yeah, I don't know. She's back now.
Okay. I saw a little icon that indicated trouble. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh.
Yeah, you're fine now.
Okay.
Maybe it's Friday night and the South Dakota only has like one hard drive that runs the internet for the state. And
I'm sorry.
But it was
people
funny.
Are looking at Corn Palace porn at this time.
You and the Corn Palace, man.
But like Jeff Johnson says, he's not like a trivia guy. Like he can't remember. But anything from that period of when comics were coming out from probably like 1983 through 93 or something like that. Like I can tell you, I can point to, somebody can bring me a drawing and say who penciled it and who inked it. And I can identify things like that.
Yeah.
And it turns out that the other guy in the group who is really good at that is Rob Liefeld. Really? Rob is an absolute magician. I mean, he can see anything. He can see any comic book art and parse the artist and the inker. And he's got just a really unbelievable knowledge of that stuff. So I bow to Rob as far as that's concerned.
You're pretty darn good though, sir.
I do okay. I can hold my own. I would try. I would compete.
We'll keep you for another week.
Yeah.
Okay. One more for you, and then I'll have you tell the funny story. So Olga, a friend of the show, Olga, says, I picture JC in a D&D tavern. Gather around, young adventurers. Let me tell you a story about a man named Frazetta. She says, my question is, does he draw or ink? Because it seems to me he can appreciate things I thought only artists could really appreciate, and I'm really curious about it. Best from Spain, guys. Great episode. I've heard a little of this story from Zach, but like, what's your background in that?
Well, I did. I went to art school. I was like, you know how there's always a kid in high school who's the best artist?
Right.
That was me.
I do know that.
Yeah. So I was the best artist, and I hung around in the art room and I painted and I drew, and I could draw pictures of teachers. They'd be like, draw me Mr. Locke or draw me Mrs. whatever. And I could draw it and people loved it. And so I was actually really good and brought samples to a convention in Albany, and Kevin Eastman from TMNT was like, you're really good. He goes, do you want to draw some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I'm like in 10th grade. And I was like, yeah, I would love to. So I drew, and they were paying me $100 a page.
What?
And I would just draw, I was writing and drawing these stories and sending them into Kevin Eastman. And then I just sort of got into high school and discovered girls and started drinking, and I just never finished my stories. And then eventually I went off to art school. I went to the Museum of Fine Art School in Boston, which is connected to Tufts University. And I spent a year there, and mostly what I did was draw out of Hogarth's Anatomy and Hogarth and Bridgman and a handful of other books, and just filled up pages and pages and pages of drawing. So I could have been a bad professional comic book artist. Like I'm as good as a pretty bad a pretty bad comic book artist. But then I ended up going to UMass and sort of just kind of, I could still draw. Like people would be like, draw me a mural on my wall, and I would draw these crazy whatever. Yeah. And but then I sort of just got sucked into other things and ended up in real estate and all this other kind of stuff. So I can hang with, I can draw better than a really bad comic book artist.
Right.
So that's not how good, but I can tell who's good. I have a good sense. I can tell when people are making mistakes, or when anatomy is off, or when somebody can't really render if they're faking it. I can tell that stuff. But
I get it.
Yeah.
JC, you don't have to go on and rub it in.
That's cool though. That's cool. That's the perfect medium. You can appreciate fully, but you don't have to put in all the sweat, blood, and tears. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You chose the sweet path, sir.
Right.
He just laughs at all the pros acting like kids, even though they're middle-aged men.
That is a strange phenomenon, I have to say.
Welcome to artists, right?
Totally.
It's a men thing, though. Let me specify.
Yeah.
Surely.
I was going to say, this is a very quick little story, but as I warned you before, there was a hilarious incident at an airport recently in your many work travels involving everyone's favorite thing, JC's hair.
Oh, yes, it's true.
It's true.
Well, I had my hair, when that photograph was taken, this was up maybe double the height. And I think it was like an early flight. It was like a red eye or something. And the hair was up here. And the security guard asked me if he could pat down my hair. And I was like, what? And he goes, people sometimes. I'm like, okay. And guy's going through my hair.
Give you a head massage.
Yeah, I was like, that feels good. that's not bad.
He's a vigilante head masseuse.
Yeah.
That's the perfect job.
But I mean, like I don't feel like this looks like hair that you could actually. I mean, I don't know what you would get in there. I don't know.
We're literally opposite ends of the pendulum for fucking hair, dude.
Right.
Zach goes through an airport security and they're like, "Sir, we need to give you a wig."
Yeah.
The Parliament wig.
Yeah.
Sir, do you know your wig size?
We have a few lightly used ones back here.
Yeah.
Only a few lice.
Yeah.
Corona, do you have to bring your own wig?
Would you prefer a wig or would you like one of these beanies, with a little propeller on the top?
And it has a bowl cut that comes out of it. You gotta fly like they're Shanghai wearing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've had some weird like airport stuff. Like, have you ever had the one where they actually put their hands down the front of your pants?
I had one. It was kind of funny. The lady got embarrassed by a fellow employee. This lady said she's going to have to pat me down, and she was patting me down. And it was when she was like down by my hips and like on her knees. The guy said, she's just trying to get a date, dude. It was her, the other employee there. This girl just, I mean, the cool thing is I got to go. But it was pretty funny that her own, fellow employee threw her under the bus there.
They get very personal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had the hands have been down in my region.
Sure, that wasn't on a movie set, dude.
Yeah, like the story seems to be people just want to get their hands on you, dude.
Right.
I don't know, man. I just go to the airport and people stick their hands.
It's me and Robert Kraft, the Patriots owner. Like, I'm so dashing that everywhere I go, people are just grabbing my body.
Oh.
The curse.
Poor thing.
Regardless, you have. There's never been a point in my 46 years that I wouldn't look at your head and be jealous. Let's just say that, JC.
I can second that.
It's not going anywhere.
There wasn't enough mousse and hairspray to give my hair like a millimeter off my skull.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, the problem is now it's starting to come into my ears. Like, as I close in on 50, I'm like, is that fucking hair in my ear?
Grown an ear goatee.
Terrible. I've got an ear pubis over here.
Are you wearing an ear merkin, dude?
I've got ear merkins, ear toupees.
Hey, ladies.
Oh.
The whole thing.
You want to buy some property?
This one's got ear armpit hair over here. It's getting bad.
Carry on. Let's digress, Clara.
Now that we've survived the hair conversation. So moving on to episode 7 of PG-13. This is the one we entitled Vernacularly Sober because it was the second of all our episodes so far where Zach actually met his quota and didn't swear 3 times.
Second time.
Yeah, there you go.
Not easy being champ, guys.
But this is the one.
I'm 2 for what, 70 now?
We're on episode 8, I believe. So
there we go. I even lost today.
Yeah,
free sketchbooks for every motherfucker alive, I guess.
Yep.
So.
Okay, so this is also the episode where I told the story of my heartsick pursuer who would express that by just staring from afar, sadly. And this is the phone drop story. So Andrew says, "Clarify, you harlot." That's how he starts. "How dare you wash your hair to trap boys?" He says, "That poor boy just took advice from anime and assumed pining from a distance was enough to get them to want you back." Yeah, that may have been the case, actually.
Oh, guys just suck when they're young, man.
Yep.
Oh, but this is also the episode where you promised Zach the future story of your biology teacher.
Oh, yeah. Where my wife had to let me know that my biology 2 teacher was trying to give me an airport screening in the front of my pants as well.
Ooh.
It was extreme. You should watch this episode, JC, because you will laugh at that scene.
I was so dumb. I had no clue what was going on. She locked me in her office to give me a personal test.
Wow.
Yeah. Hands on. He never figured it out.
Your teacher, the subject.
What can I say? Champ.
I had one. I was a substitute teacher after college, and I thought I was going to be Mr. Cool, and unfortunately,
it doesn't work that way.
Apparently, I was.
Yeah.
I was subbing in the stained glass room, and this girl was just coming on to me. And I was just like, I got to get out of here. I'm like, I'm going to take a break. You do some work. I was going. This was in the '90s. I was like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Way to back out of your story, JC.
Well,
she just said, "Let it happen, Mr. Washburn. Let it happen." I'm like, no. No.
Hey, no. As you jump through a window and throw a smoke bomb.
Yeah. You throw one of your spare wigs as like a ruse. And he's going that way.
I have to go correct
some dazzler with your superfluous 6 finger that's just a stuffed glove, and then you make your.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not what you think. It's Warwick Davis.
It's not stuffed. It's Warwick.
You have to be like, it can never be, for I have an extra finger.
They're like, I'm like, it's not what you think. That's Warwick Davis in my pants.
That's so much better.
He's a method actor. It's Warwick.
But he likes to be called Willow, and don't look him in his eye.
Yes.
Special thanks to Industrial Lights and Magic.
Yeah.
Oh God! Warwick, come back to us. Sorry, you left our Patreon.
All that celebrity money. No.
Warwick.
We'll let you do your whole leprechaun act next party.
That is little person minstrelsism is what it is.
It's rough,
it's
man.
Not great.
It's rough.
It's really not.
Jennifer Aniston running around with a new nose job. You know.
I watched the Friends reunion.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Okay. Good for you, I guess. Should we clap?
I just don't like what they're doing to their faces. You know, Aniston's the upper lip and the eyes.
Oh, that's sad because she is so beautiful, man.
Just let it sag.
Yeah, we all age. It's gonna happen. Get used to it because it's gonna happen.
Happening to me. I have gray hairs.
I was gonna say, Clara, you're really letting yourself go. Is that why you're throwing a little collarbone tonight?
You're looking
at a snap peas.
Warm in here.
You've got a Courtney Cox thing cooking there.
Oh, with because she had this hair all the time.
Courtney Cox.
Yeah. Remember, we're old enough to know her from the Bosses video. Remember?
Yes,
we were up on stage, and she was in Friends. She was like 14 D cup or something.
She was in Family Ties with
the girlfriend, right?
She was the girlfriend on Family Ties with Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Claire's
wow, we froze her, man. We just froze her.
Sorry.
With the Courtney Cox facts, she just froze. Don't tell me.
No. Is it back?
Courtney just...
You're back.
Okay.
You go through
Courtney
waves of freezing, then you come back, you wave a little collarbone, and then we get back to a question.
All right. So
JC looks like he's on ski patrol. I'm cold in my basement. Clara is losing a strip poker card game. What the hell's going on with this podcast?
I'm reverting to my.
Cover your nose at all times.
I'm on a plane. There's literally a lady on there like this. I'm just like, I think you can do that now. I think you can do that.
That's
you
true.
Just cover one orifice.
Mm-hmm. Just cover one side of your face.
Just one nostril.
That's right. We don't stop masking all at once. We do it in segments.
I'm gonna be out tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna have my mask up here.
Yeah, above your eyes. You're just walking in the poles and stuff.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just gonna do the bottom of my mouth.
Just cover your ears.
I'd love a Reuben and 2 chocolate cookies and lemonade.
Yeah, hot dogs.
Oh gosh. Anyway, in reference to that teacher story that was promised in that episode, Olga says simply, all those teachers' lonely hearts, WTF. I had one too. It's way more common thing than I thought.
Oh, yes.
And I'm not sure if it makes me feel better or worse. But great episode, great inking, and great burping as always.
Yeah, I have nothing but regrets. I should have started dating my biology teacher.
No, the teachers also don't stop after you graduate. I have a friend who's living in Italy. One of her teachers has been texting her since the COVID lockdown, asking her to video chat.
Yeah, that's the long haul, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is literally 20 years later. He's still going for it.
I'm sure it's harmless.
We all do crazy things in lockdown, though, I will say. If you're going to be lonely, that's when you get the loneliest.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know. If you're drinking with a COVID mask only covering your nose, who knows what you're going to do at 3 a.m. with a phone. Going to order something weird on Amazon and then text your student from 20 years ago, hey, what's up?
I will send you the conversation that I had with this girl, and the advice that I give her can't be repeated, but it's pretty funny.
I love these teasers, JC.
I know.
Oh, I'll scare it up. Hold on.
Clara, cue up before we get kicked off of YouTube.
All right, here we go. Andrew goes on to say, Andrew says, this is another heavy hitter from him. Sorry, I'm stumbling so much today. I drew a lot, and that cuts off the talking part of my brain. Sort of related question to what I asked earlier. How do you overcome this insecurity of your work not being good enough to get a second chance? Right. I always have this worry that I'll get that I will put out something and it won't land with people, and they won't take a risk on me again.
His the breadth of his questions are very, very good.
Yeah, these are big fat questions. These are good questions, Andrew.
It's always the dread.
Yeah.
Well, trying to put it in a way, it's easy for me to say, who gives a fuck about what people think, but it's not that easy because you're a professional entertainer, so you have to,
right,
in some aspect, care what people think. So, I remember my first major comic review, and I was like in Wizard magazine or some shit with Clockmaker and Jim Kruger. It was my very first comic book that people saw through Image, and it was really popular, really quick. And I was all writing on this buzz, and the first review I got said, the fingers look like beef jerky. And it fucking wrecked me. Here we had this number 2 book, and it was just crushing. And it was my first book. I was so excited, and that's what, of all the comments, that was the one that got to me. Mm-hmm. And that carried the most weight. But it was also the one that motivated me the most, because then, if you look, by the time I did Shaun of the Dead, my fingers were super dynamic. I just studied. Sometimes you have to learn the balance of what you listen to and what you don't, because you have to listen to what people are telling you so you get an outside perspective during your journey, but you have to stay goal oriented, like I said before. So if somebody says, you draw stupid feet, or I don't like the way, you draw eyes or teeth, whatever, just pick whatever. I've seen, I remember Sean Murphy, one of his first big reviews, the person was just harping on the fucking gutters he was using were too thick. And it's just like, fuck, this is a beautiful book. And this guy chose the bash, the gutters. So, and that's Sean fucking Murphy, who everyone knows now. So, it's a dance, what you let in and don't let in. But you have to learn it. And that's part of growing as an artist. Mm-hmm. The guys that don't let any in don't grow as much. Right. The people that only listen to others also don't grow, and they don't do shit eventually. They just kind of sketch, and they never complete anything usually. Mm-hmm. So you got to find your balance. It's a tightrope. you have to realize you're young in your journey, but you also have to perform above your skill set. That's how you grow.
Yeah.
So,
and to an extent, that insecurity is what's going to keep you growing. So don't necessarily think of it as bad. That's going to drive you.
You got to find a healthy way to process it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, and it's still a struggle for me, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, but you got to keep drawing the next thing. If you fuck up on book number 1, on book number 2, don't fuck up again. And by not screwing up those times, you're going to learn a few things, and it's going to open your eyes to more things that you can improve, and so on. And that's why you need outside perspective. I thought my faux Arthur Adams fingers were pretty cool, and somebody called them beef jerky, and it just, my whole house of cards fell down. Yeah. But I grew back. I didn't have a fake system of processing information anymore. I was in a learning process then while performing, and once you can balance that dance, you'll have a full career from tomorrow on. Well, whatever tomorrow is, whenever you choose to decide to go down that path.
Mm-hmm.
JC, there's no tomorrow for you.
No.
Farewell.
So I'm sorry, I was getting really heavy, and it's cold down here. My nipples are hard.
I second all of that. I would just like to add to this, something that came to mind when I was reading this question was, you know, as in any insecurities regarding other people's opinions, no one on earth is looking as closely or is caring as much as you are. You got to work really hard to make them hate you. Now, still put in all the work, but don't worry so much about what they think. As long as you're doing your best and always leveling up, you're on the right road.
And the word best, doing your best, it's really abstract because most people think they're doing their best.
Yeah.
So you have to understand you're going to have to push yourself far. Every single job, if you're going to grow, you have to push yourself farther than you did before and realize you're going to stumble along the way. But the key is keep moving forward and always learn. Always learn. Most artists reach a point and they get tired. It's such a hard thing to constantly challenge yourself, but you see the people kind of leveling off and they're comfortable in their style or their success and all money, whatever, and just exhaustion. People never consider that a career. You get 20 years into a career, it's fucking exhausting. Mm-hmm. You know, night after night, the relationships you lose, everything that comes with this damn job. From grinding relentless hours, you know, it just goes back to the balance, you know. So, and I don't know. Shit. Andrew, this is good shit, man. Just the fact that you're asking it in this such an intellectual and thoughtful way already says you're farther along than I was. Mm-hmm. You know, I had some skills and I had enough cockiness to just jump the fuck in, and that's how I got in. And I just found a career while doing that. Yeah. Looks like you're going to be ahead of me in that, dude.
Yeah, you're ahead of where.
No one's ahead of Clara.
I don't know. JC's hair is pretty good.
That's above, not ahead.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, Zach.
Andrew, that was just draw your butt off, man, and never be happy with what you've done, but never be quite satisfied, is how I would say. Find contentment, but don't be satisfied.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's the hunger. Hang on to the hunger.
Be hungry for gas station burritos and Snappies.
Yeah.
Not my entire diet, but Zach is convinced it is. Anyway.
Gas station burritos, JC. That's what Clara eats.
Dude.
She literally is like, oh, it's burrito night. And she's like, I'm like, oh, you. And she's like,
I eat burritos. I probably eat a burrito 5 times a week.
A gas station burrito?
No, but I mean, a burrito's a burrito.
Yeah, there you go.
Touche.
Thank you.
Way to play Switzerland, jerk.
Beans and taters.
Carry on, Miss Clara.
Way to play Switzerland. I'm going to remember that one. All right, here we go. Moving into Dave Johnson.
That's what she said.
Immediately.
That's the latter half of his career, Clara. Don't give it away.
Immediately.
That's the title of his memoirs. Moving in to Dave Johnson.
Max says, this is my favorite episode. It went everywhere. Pina coladas included.
Pina colada mix,
dude. And as a guy, as a person who was been connected to that industry, I did not know that.
It's a new one for me, man.
Yeah,
I mean, I learned. Clara didn't learn. She knows everything about porn, hardcore pornography.
Yeah, I definitely knew that beforehand.
Clara, did you see Dave's drawing that he did?
For the episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did, but I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I do. Yes. Why?
She's unimpressed.
She's like, yeah, whatever.
I look on all the episodes.
That Micronauts drawing was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it really was.
It was freakish.
Actually, Zach, what even was? You didn't talk about tools in that episode. What was he even using? Because the way he was rendering with that was insane. Like he did this soft render. He was doing
marker, from what I remember.
Okay.
He's so good with markers, like no one else. Honestly.
Nice.
That's all I got to say about that.
That's what I assumed. At a certain point, you see someone working with a particular tool, and you're just like, this is just beyond what I could do with it. I think this is just their skill level. It's not about the tool.
He's whatever markers he has, he needs sponsorship from that.
Yeah.
So he's a freak. I use markers usually just for dead linear lines, so
he used like the same tool for that whole thing.
Yeah, he's
incredible.
Yeah. I remember once there was a Nexus cover by Paul Smith, and I was like, "What did you? That's a fantastic cover." I'm like, "What did you?" He says, "Oh, I drew that with a Sharpie." I'm like, "It's one of these iconic Nexus covers that you've seen 1,000 times."
And it's already faded into
now it's purple and
yellow
transparent.
It's in Mike Barron's basement somewhere. Who knows? But it was.
Do you know Mike Barron?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Oh, all right.
Don't worry.
Andrew says for the Dave episode, 4 minutes into porn talk, I forgot we were here for Golden.
True.
Excellent.
But then he goes on to say, I hope someone was there to cover Clara's ears during that whole segment. Andrew, I am a grown-ass woman, and I can cover my own ears.
That's right. Or she can hire Warwick Davis to cover her ears.
Yeah, that's one of his many talents.
He just puts his hands behind her ears.
And she doesn't even have, she's sitting down, so it's just perfect. You can just come out and put straight out.
I'm covering your ears, Miss Clara.
Oh, God, don't do it, dude.
No! Oh, wait, we just got a live comment from Andrew. He says, how many great artists ink with Sharpies? Like with an incredulous punctuation. I think you see them do this, and I think it's just you hit a point where you don't care that you're just doing that. The absolute best Simon Beasley art on earth faded away from being done with a Sharpie. Yeah, because it doesn't last.
I watched those pages go from like $40,000, $20,000, $10,000 in like year 12, and it was from The Last Caesarean, one of the best pages of the whole thing. Last year it was like, I don't even know, $400, and the thing barely looked like anything. It looked like abstract art at that point.
Maybe it's like a Banksy scheme. Use like that Banksy that sold for like $1 million and then immediately self-shredded.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a long con. Yeah.
Yeah, that's legit right there, man. But that's I don't even know. Are we on an hour yet?
We're almost to an hour, and we have a little bit left to go.
Sorry, guys.
Should I tell my Bisley story?
Let's save it for, we're going to do Beasley in one of those episodes.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay. Good call. Let's see. I think we have one more. Yes, we have just one more. So this is for our most recent episode, Zach, the Living Guacamole Horror Monster, which I do think is one of our best titles so far.
Yeah.
Max just says, man, Clara getting Zach to curse one more time at the buzzer was great and mean. Listen, I don't do it. Like, I am entirely on his side.
You know what you do.
I want him to succeed
You
because
collarbone harlot, you know what you do.
We're washing my hair to trap all the boys.
Warwick, cover the ears, Warwick. Cover the ears, Warwick.
You hear Leprechaun Warwick cackling in the background. Of Clara's, like, it's in the other, it's in the kitchen cooking grilled cheese for her while we're doing this podcast.
Did Warwick play Chucky or just?
No. Oh my God, that was a doll, dude. Did the actor who played Chucky play the rat in the fire pit of Princess Bride?
I'm gonna check IMDb. See who played Chucky.
I wanted to pull back the curtain on this one a little bit and say I am very much on team Zach succeeding at his goals on PG-13 because that is less work for me, that I don't have to pick someone who hasn't gotten a sketchbook yet, contact them, get their address, give their address to Zach, and make sure Zach ships out a sketchbook. So I am not sabotaging him on purpose. Don't you put that on me.
She knows what she does. Don't listen to words she says. Don't bat those eyes and just lie with those big giant smiley teeth. All the boys are believing you. You know what you do. Making me curse.
Yep.
You make me.
That's how I do it.
No, I'm just I'm a dirty, ugly pirate, and that's why I curse a lot.
Horse thief.
Horse thief, yeah.
He's a horse thief.
Can't help you with that.
Well, we get along with horse thieves because they need us to get over the river.
Pirates and horse thieves.
Yes.
Oh.
So that
why explains it.
Similar genes. Except we got the opposite ones for hair.
Yes.
That's why we know. That's how you can tell us apart as pirates and horse thieves.
That's how they tell us apart at the airport.
Opposites attract. That's why you're such a good team.
There we go.
You're like photo negatives of each other.
It's true.
We all aren't born with the collarbone structure to take us anywhere we want to go in life. So, yeah, look at that. I have to sleep tonight, JC. My Lord. By the way, that episode was great. If I remember correctly, I placed Clara didn't say what her eyeballs were, so I gave her those paste-on googly eyeballs on a bowl of guacamole, and then I didn't even fight her. I just flew through her and turned her into a cloud of... What now?
On a narwhal.
Oh, yes, with my narwhal. So, and... I can't even remember what happened to the googly eyes, but you got to listen to the episode to find out, everyone.
Yeah. Sorry. It was a hilarious fight. It's just got to go down.
Yeah. Well, we did one today that was pretty good, I think.
We did. I don't even remember it. I'll remember it when I go over the episode.
Claire is a morning drunk, so she forgets everything.
Yeah.
When I've been drawing all day, I cannot remember a few hours ago. Like it is so all consuming in your brain. Like you get to the end of a day of like penciling especially just sucks up all your brain power. You get you feel high at the end of the day. Like I can't think in a straight line or anything. Like my brain is just used all the way up. It's crazy.
Yeah. Luckily I'm a prodigal talent and I'm not even drinking yet and I said prodigal.
Prodigal talent.
Hey there, partner. Are you prodigal?
My name is Zach Prodigal.
You should see if you can get Warwick to stunt pencil for you.
Hey there, little guy.
Just put his little hand in there.
You're prodigially small. You happen to be a little finger or something. I think you can go places with that skill.
Were you born in the Finger Lakes? Where were you born?
Oh my gosh.
Are you Warwick Davis from the Finger Lakes?
Are you the
the
Warwick clan? Clan Warwick? Gotta snort.
Excellent.
I think that's the end of the episode, right?
Oh gosh.
Andrew, hit me up if you want to talk serious. It's hard what you're talking about. The existential dread, the imposter syndrome, all the things, they're going to be there. And you got to, talking to other people that went through it really helps. Because I had to do it by myself. And as my poor wife said, I'm a joy to live with.
He's been a big help to me too. So I can confirm that. He's very helpful.
Joy.
A joy.
In conclusion. Warwick.
He's a joy. He's a joy. Well, Andrew did just point out the three of you lined up to make a hair gradient. Not a beard gradient, though. My beard is not.
Well, no flesh tone, man. We go out of order with flesh tones, too.
Yeah. Well, it's because
you two need to switch.
I lit myself properly, so.
With what? Fluorescent light? Oh, the fluorescent light really brings out my see-through skin.
Wait, look at that pompadour.
Look at you go.
Okay, rubbing it in. Don't hair shame me. I get it.
That is something.
Dude, you have anime hair. It's awesome.
It really is. It's incredible.
You have hair that you could actually point at things.
Yeah.
You can point with your hair. It's right over there.
There's too much. It's too clean right now that I can't really get it into any kind of good formation.
I don't even think I have hair to get dirty. Fuck you.
Well, it's been a very hair-themed episode, folks.
Well, okay. We're going to... Andrew, thanks for jumping in. All the people that are watching this later.
Max,
Clara's been fired.
Max,
wait. We got another question coming in, I think.
Oh, I was just going to say, no, that was all of them.
Okay.
I was just, Max said last minute on the Patreon, he had a surprise party to go to, or he would have been watching us live. So we almost had 2 viewers this time.
Wow. Double our viewership.
I know. 200%.
We're awesome. In conclusion, Clara, you want to take us out? JC, you want to take it? Who's taking us out? I'm just going to look
Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you.
Oh, she's playing a pan flute?
Yes, or this, or like an ocarina, or like a harmonica. Playing a harmonica.
I think she was going to do the French horn. She was really screwing up this cowboy train.
Clara, why don't you play us out with the rusty trombone?
She's a prodigious French horn player. Don't let her tell you nothing other.
She's prodigious.
In conclusion,
yes. Well, thank you, everyone. That was awesome. We managed to do this for a third time, and I think we're getting a lot better at it. Thank you.
Now we're Russian doll heads.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Now I got to go small. There we go. Russian doll head again. Oh, my God. We're Jurassic Park.
Oh, there we go.
Clara.
All right. Fine.
We're not even drunk or anything. This is how dumb we actually are, everyone.
Like
wait for yourself.
Yeah.
Put it out. Bye-bye.
Bye.